This is feel good music, you can move on. Relax, stress free, leave your kids at home. Leave your kids at home. Do your two-step, get your groove on. This is feel good music, you can move on. Relax, stress free, leave your kids at home. Leave your kids at home.
Yes. Here we are once again on a Tuesday night. It is a wonderful Tuesday night here in Florida. Probably cold where you are there, Laura. But I'm here with my girl, my favorite person to grill, chill, or kill with. She is Laura Russell, healthy carnivore, and you get your own. Round of applause. We'll just leave it going all night long for you. How about that? We'll just leave it. Oh my goodness. Ho, ho, ho. No, I'm not talking to you, Laura.
I was running.
But she knows who she is.
That's right.
It's good to be here with everybody. I love Tuesday nights to get to hang out with my people. Speaking of my people, my man Bruce is here. He's yawning already. I can feel you yawning, brother. I already know, man. You're probably out Christmas shopping. Sandy is here. We love that. Don, how you doing? Good to see you. Karen Harrington. She's in the building. Mike. Michael Manahan is here. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us Tuesday. We're doing nothing, just hanging out here, having a little fun, doing what we do here. How has your week been so far, Madam Carnivore?
It has been very, I shouldn't say very cold, because we were up to a whopping 41 degrees today. But Saturday we had ice and rain. Yeah, it was fun. So lots of power outages everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't miss that. You know, it's a funny thing. I've been down here since 2005, almost 20 years. That's crazy to believe that. And it's funny because I see on TV like the snow and the ice and the weather, and I'm just like, how do those people live like that? You know?
How can they?
Like, I lived that way for most of my life, and it's like now I'm like, oh my God, how can they sustain? How can they do that? So yeah, I don't miss that. I don't miss that at all. And it's been, the wintertime is wonderful in Jacksonville. This is more like South Georgia than North Florida. So it does get down in the 20s and 30s a few nights a year. But it's normally in the 40s and 50s at night, 60s and 70s during the day. And just nice, just great weather. It'll be like this till about Easter. And then it goes back to the hot hurricane-infested rat hole that I despise. The sunshine. Yeah. Then it turns into the sunshine state. Yeah, more like the hurricane and thunderstorm state. So, my man Rick is here. I think we missed him in the first pass. There you go, brother. Always glad to see you. Glad you are here. Jenny is with us. Always great to see her. So what's new? Anything on your channel new? We normally do that at the end, but we'll do that at the beginning.
Yeah.
You got anything upcoming? Any exciting things?
I just did a collab with off of Lioness. It was Leah and or Nia. I guess it's Nia. I have a Leah in my group. Nia.
Yeah.
Friday and went over all of my products and stuff. She was asking questions about that and running through the different stuff. Although I don't think we talked a whole lot of your favorite, the tincture.
I don't know what I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Hey, you have a bottle of tincture in your house. You can say whatever.
I'm not going to verify that, or I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
If it's
Yeah,
somebody
so
snuck it in
otherwise,
there, it's unopened. I can tell you that.
well, that may be, but it's there. But we went over that stuff, so that was pretty good. And then I've just been making products more of like people have been reaching out and being like, I need 25 like 2-ounce containers of this specific scent of lotion or whatever. So I've been doing kind of on demand orders for people. So which is fine. That's been good to do. That way I don't have a ton of it sitting in my little teeny space here. My house could probably fit in your kitchen. So I don't have a ton of extra space. So I kind of like doing that. But yeah, it's been really good. And I really like doing my shows. I call it carnivore lifestyle basically
Mhm.
on Mondays. I really am enjoying that because I'm kind of nerdy and sciencey, and I like to talk about the disease processes and different stuff like that. And
Yeah,
so I get to do that. I
yeah,
put that there. So, and I have a lot of people that are like, "Hey, I haven't heard anybody talk about this disease or oxalate dumping," or and they just kind of want somebody that can speak to it that's been there, that's not a doctor that does doctor speak that they can all understand. So that's kind of what
yeah,
I'm doing, and I'm really enjoying that. So yeah, that's what I've kind of
yeah.
been up to.
Now, do you have any new products coming out? Are you thinking of
I have
doing some new
new
things in 2025? Anything new and exciting that way?
Yeah, I think there'll be more products coming out. I just recently added 3. One is for aching joints.
Mm,
Another one is called Skin Deep, and that's more for like people who have like psoriasis or eczema, certain things that can be healed. And then somebody really wanted lip gloss. I mean, I do chapstick,
mm.
and she was like, I really like lip gloss. And I'm like, all right. So I've made that up. So I do have some people that would like a couple different items. So I always try them out on myself, and my family are victims. So they usually
Uh-huh.
are the victims to, try them out on first, make sure that we get it perfected. And then that's what I will roll with it. So yeah, I'm always open to suggestions if there's something people like. Most of the stuff I have is tallow based, but some of the things I make are, it's just organic stuff that I use. So, or essential oils that I make myself. So, yeah.
Yes, well, we've got it in the
Uh,
ticker down there, Russell Brands. If anybody wants to check out Laura Russell and her fine quality products. We learned here many moons ago that it's not just tallow, beef tallow, it is ribeye fat beef tallow that she uses. So nothing but
That
the
is right.
finest ingredients, and they are put together with love and handmade and sent to you by my
Yes.
sister Laura. So support her, check out her channel and her products. Sandy says she's happy to be here. We'll see what we can do about that, Sandy.
Yeah. Don't
And
just might be early.
yeah, it's early. It's early. Hang in there. Rick says he's sweating it out. Too cheap to turn on the air conditioner. Now, it can't be that hot down there this time of year in Miami. I mean, I've been in Miami in the wintertime and stuff, and it wasn't super. It's kind of humid, but it wasn't super hot. And I pretty much any time in Miami, it seems to be breezy. So I'm surprised. Maybe they're having a little unseasonable warm weather down there. Karen says, I
Mhm.
don't miss the cold, snowy weather either. Yes. Cat, Diamond is here. Nice to see you. T. Lewis says, hello, Dr. Laura. Yes, she has got a PhD in tincture. She is.
Yes, right.
Sandy says, I moved to Lake City. Gotcha, from Jacksonville. Yes. I
Oh,
have some folks out that way that work with me. Lake City's about 40 or so miles. It would be west of here. Well, inland. But they get a lot of, but they're far enough west that they get a lot of goofiness from the Gulf Coast. Like when it comes up through Tampa and all this stuff, it seems to always work its way through Lake City. It's like, but
mhm.
they're not on the water or anything. The free sauna thing, that's funny. Looks like we have a question. Cat Diamond says, I know Laura is carnivore. Russ, are you carnivore too or keto? Well, I am mostly carnivore. I'm definitely not keto, not unless I'm acting up. But the keto cookout is kind of just an open space. It's for anybody ketogenic. It's for anybody. I don't care what you eat. We just want to come here, have fun, talk about our lives. Hopefully, there's lots of folks that listen and watch, especially like the Facebook folks who don't do this at all. They're curious about it. They think I'm really a weirdo because I don't eat fruit and vegetables anymore. Um, but
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, this is the keto cookout it's evangelism. It's for anybody and everybody. But in my personal life, I'm probably 90% carnivore, and the other 10% is seasoning, sauces. Like I made my waffle bread this week. I need to make a video on that. I've been saying that for 17 years. But my
Yeah.
waffle
Yes, you
bread,
have.
yeah, I know it's just one of those things, But it's only got four ingredients. It's coconut flour, coconut oil powder, eggs, and heavy cream. And you whip it together and throw it in a waffle iron, and it is wonderful. So things like that, I don't eat. Man, last time I had vegetables, I think was March. And I haven't had it fruit other than tomato. And I do eat tomato and tomato products pretty regularly. Tomato sauce, salsa, things like that. I like to throw that in my ground beef. But um, my vegetarian family says I'm carnivore cat. They definitely will vouch for my
I'll bet you they're like, he is
yeah.
crazy.
That no, most of my family used to eat meat.
Hmm.
So there's some of them that are I have some that like their wives, like my brother's wife. She's like third generation, I think, vegetarian or but yeah, most of my family they
Or
used to eat meat.
bones.
Yeah, so don't get me started on that. You know, but
The bones.
yeah, so hope that answers your question, Kat.
Yeah.
And oh, there you go. Bruce is talking to.
Yes, Houston area. I agree. I'm coming.
Yeah, yeah, it's hot
And I'm
down
not.
here. Karen says, "Secret word of the day, tincture." Yes, listen,
Russ's favorite word.
yeah, listen. No fully heterosexual man should use any product called tincture. I'm just saying. I'm just. Yeah, I don't feel comfortable with that. I feel like my life will never be the same if I put a drop of tincture anywhere in my yeah, I can't. I
Yeah.
can't do
And
that.
it goes in your mouth, so you
Yeah,
really
see,
got to
there
be
you go.
thinking
Yeah,
about that.
yeah, yeah. If somebody tries to put their tincture in my mouth, they better be prepared to defend themselves. That's all I'm just that's all I'm just trying to say.
Be a very bad day.
Yeah, so whatever we're gonna say this a few times to the show. This is our last show of the year. We will be off the next 2 weeks. We'll be back January the 7th at a new time, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to start the Keto Cookout a little bit earlier in the new year. So we will not be here the next week. Yes, my co-hosts, they seem to like that. It's all the same to me. But
Mhm.
yes. So
Old.
we'll announce it again just so everybody gets it. But we'll be off the next couple weeks. And then in the new year, 8:00 p.m. on Tuesday nights, we will do our tomfoolery and our shenanigans. What's everybody doing for Christmas? And I'm feeling a little festive. I might sing a Christmas song tonight. You can put some. I might sing a few
Yay.
Christmas songs. I don't know. It's been a while since I've. Well, no, I sang. I think last week I sang something last week. I can't remember.
I
Because I
think you did too.
remember Sandy saying something about it, my voice, and that. But yes, if you have a Christmas song and you put it in there and I know it, I will probably sing it. And it says, let's see. So Laura's husband wears the lip gloss.
No, not even secondhand. He's
Yeah.
always like, nope. Mm-mm. Yeah, he doesn't. He's a funny. He does not like scents. So like I don't have like I can do my candles that I make with essential oil, but like if you buy like a Yankee candle or something at the store and it's got that fake fragrance, I mean he dry heaves. So yeah, there's no putting on chapstick or anything like that. No. he does not. He's not copacetic to that. So no, he does not wear lip gloss.
Yeah, yeah. My man Paul is not that kind of dude.
Mm-mm,
And yeah,
never.
quietly, he's probably not using any of that tincture either.
He has not.
That's
You
right.
are
That's my
correct.
man. That's my man, Paul. That is my guy right there. Yes, sir. That's right.
Nope.
Bruce says, sorry, Russ, I'm loyal to the line. Hey, I have no problem with that. I'm loyal to him too. I love Christy and those guys. They are the best. They pop in here usually after their streams. So I
Yeah.
understand, brother. Listen, there's so many great folks out there with great streams and stuff like that. So yeah, hey, no offense taken here. Johnny says, I'll miss you, Russell Lord. We'll miss you too, Jenny. We'll miss you. But we'll be back. We'll be back in 2 weeks and doing what we do, hanging out. Says Rick, you're not on tonight. No, Rick will be on next week. Not next week, next show, next year,
7th.
January
Yep.
the 7th. He will be here doing what he does, but he is in the room, lurking as if he were on the canal banks looking for iguanas and and Egyptian geese. And he's of course welcome to come in if he wants to. Anybody can come in if they want to. The door is wide open. There is a link in the chat, and I'll put it in there again. As always, if you want to come in, hang out with us, you can do so. Tell a story, make fun of me, whatever. D. May Maver, Merry Christmas to you, and Happy New Year to everybody. I'm excited about the new year. I'm going to try to step my game up a little bit in the new year. Try to get my exercising, get fired up on that. I'm not one to make resolutions per se. Actually, my personal New Year is my birthday. That's the way I always look at it. Around my birthday time, I look at my life and kind of where I'm going and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, this year was good or bad or in between. And, that kind of thing. I've always been that sort of person around my birthday. I kind of take inventory of things and try to find ways to improve. I don't really do it at the beginning of the year. But, the last couple of months was tough, obviously with the family stuff going on and my Pop Redden's health declining and that, and him passing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the world keeps turning. You can't jump off. So we keep going and keep doing what we do. I'm also excited. We talked about it a few times on the show. I'm really excited about some of the Trump nominees, like Martin McCary and some of the other folks that are, they're not like most doctors. They're ketogenic. They're very friendly to our way of life, and they're kind of against the medical establishment. If you guys haven't seen Marty McCary, if you have a chance, he was on with Dr. Barry. He was on, he's been all over the place talking to different people, and he's Trump's nominee for the FDA commissioner, and he is one of us. And I'm so excited about that. And I also learned of another doctor. I can't think of his name right now. Give me a second. He was on Joe Rogan. He also was on with Dr. Barry, talking about big pharma. He's from England. I'm trying to find his name. I'll find it.
Well, that's good. I think it's good to have some of these outside people that are not establishment people.
Yes.
I
I'm
think
so excited
fresh
about
blood.
it. Yeah, I'm looking up. I'm trying to find his name. I will find it.
We have to turn it on its head and reboot. Especially the FDA, the USDA, CDC, NIH, WHO, all of the alphabet agencies kind of need revamped, I think.
Asim Malhotra is his name. Asim Malhotra. And he's real big against statins. and he's really big
Okay.
against a lot of the medical community. He was big against the he was an anti vacciner, during that
Mhm.
time. So many things, and I'm telling you, I love to see these people get a voice and a prominent place to, and they're, and I appreciate their courage. I appreciate their fearlessness, because it's got to be tough. It's got to be difficult, especially Dr. Malhotra. He suffered some problems. I mean, he had some issues. He lost a job and some other things as a result of him speaking out against the big establishment and big pharma and talking about side effects of different drugs and things like that. So, and I
They
learned a
don't
lot.
like that.
No, no, and I learned a lot about just kind of that. One thing that I'm pretty sure it was him that said it's like if you're part of a clinical trial and you have a severe side effect, I think he
You're
said
booted out.
actually, yeah, they kick you out of the trial because
Yep,
they have to report the side effects and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, yeah,
exactly.
it's out of here, and that way they don't have to report it.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy, I mean, to
What is
me,
it? My husband has this saying. He says, "Statistics don't lie, but liars use statistics." And it's like
absolutely.
they just they twist it so that it can fit their narrative that they can use.
Yeah, and even RFK, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, I do think he goes a little far afield sometimes, but,
I agree.
I would rather have somebody like that. Personally,
Yeah.
I can't speak for everyone, but I would rather have someone who's a little out there, who's got some crazy ideas, maybe a little kooky sometimes, than to have the folks that are just status quo, go along to get along. Those are the people that are dangerous. It's not the person with the
Yes.
wild idea or the goofy idea
The
or
sheep.
who wants to try something new. It's not the person that's skeptical or looking at you with the side eye. That's not the person you need to be scared of. The person you need to be scared of is the one who tells you, I know everything, and this is
Mhm.
what you need to do, and this is it,
And
and
do as I
everybody
say.
else. Yeah, it's like those are the people you have to be scared of. And, it's just it's an uphill battle. I mean, we have so many big money interests, and you're fighting, billionaires and their teams, and but I'm excited. I think the
Yeah.
tide is turning. Because again, we have people that are like Joe Rogan, who's also been very friendly to us as ketogenic
Yeah.
people, talking about carnivore diet, talking about, all the ketogenic diets and how the processed foods, junk foods, sugars, all that stuff is killing us, the dyes and the pesticides. I mean, he's had so many people on. He's had, Callie and Casey Means, you
Yeah.
know, he had, he's just had everybody. He's had,
Yeah.
Dr. Baker on there. He's had Jordan Peterson, of course, who's very sympathetic and to our way of life. And so it's exciting to see the changes, and it's exciting to see, or exciting to think about what the possibilities are when we get people with real power that can really affect change and change people's lives. And it's exciting to be part of changing the world. At least for me, it
Yeah.
is. I mean, I love being part of this family and this movement and sharing it with people virtually every day. You share this with someone who's never heard of it, thinks you're nuts, who
Yeah.
doesn't believe it, but that's
Yeah.
but that's awesome. And I'm looking forward to the day when what we do is just commonplace. Everybody's heard of it. Everybody knows what it is. There's always going to be people who don't do it, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, I'm looking forward to that.
But even I think like a lot of what they've talked about, even like RFK is very much into single ingredient foods. It's not
Yeah.
that he would be necessarily like a carnivore, but if our foods hadn't been so poisoned and tainted, maybe a lot of us could have. Like I'm somebody that has to eat lion because I can't eat a lot of those things because they've
Mhm.
wrecked, I just can't take them and tolerate them. So I'm excited to see the possibility of these changes happening. because I think there's more people out there that are ready for them. I think 2020 woke up a lot of people of you don't just blindly follow faith of what these people tell
Yeah,
you. You should always not only ask why, but be allowed to ask why. And, when you have children and grandchildren, the thought of their food possibly being cleaned up and not having, and it's not that they're gonna slap the Oreos out of your hands, because that's the first thing my husband's like, "I won't
yeah.
have Oreos?" I'm like, "No, you'll have the cleaner version of Oreos, the same thing that the
Right,
company
right.
already makes and sends to the UK, and then when it comes time to make the brand that goes to Walmart in the United States, they're like, 'Oh, just dump your trash can.'" I mean, it's like throw the kitchen sink at it, and it's no big deal. So my idea and happiness comes from knowing that they'll still have those foods, but they're gonna be the cleaner version of them, and that's great when you have, when you think of your lineage and your people that you want to have the best for them, and hopefully, a lot of us have been able to heal a lot of what's going on because of the way we've chose to eat, whether it be keto, ketovore, carnivore. You are doing some healing, so that's nice, but it'd be nice if you didn't have to be damaged by the food you eat.
Yes,
I know I'm
Rick says,
nuts.
I know I am nuts. I second that motion.
I'm gonna
Yes,
stay I'm gonna abstain from that vote.
yes, that's my dude. That's my guy. You be as crazy,
Mhm.
crazy as you want to be, brother.
I know I'm gonna
I
have to
mean,
get me a small cat in here, otherwise everybody's gonna vote for Rick. I'm gonna be
uh,
out with, like, the sink. They're gonna be like,
Rick's on his own planet. You know, um, I taught my sister always makes holiday cookies, and so this year we were, of course, up when Dad died, and um, I was talking to her. I said, "Listen, this year we are going to go with something a little more friendly." So she's got some coconut flour and some allulose and some
"Good,
things, and she is going to get after it. And I'm like, this would be good for the entire family, not just for me. Don't make them especially for me. You make them for everybody. So we're going to get
yeah,
everybody to cut down their carbs this holiday season because she always makes a bunch of holiday cookies, which I love, and
yeah,
I love the time of year. But I'm like, hey, this year we're going to try to keep it down a little bit. And when my family was here last March, they made some cookies, and I bought some allulose and some allulose chocolate chips and stuff, and they made some kind of lower carb stuff too. So
yeah,
we do what we can. Some people aren't going to give up their stuff, but if you can get them to modify a little bit, if you can get them to make a few changes, that can sometimes get the ball rolling and get them started down,
mm.
a healthier path.
Or if you do like me, when my husband would be at work, I would put the cleaner versions in his junky bottles, and he didn't even catch that for
Yeah,
years. And then when he
that's
did
not.
catch that, he was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm going grocery shopping with you from now on." And from then on, every
Yeah,
Wednesday, it's like, "Oh, we're going grocery shopping," because he's like, "I can't believe you did that." And I'm like, "But you didn't even notice it." He's one of those that he's like, "It's gotta be Heinz ketchup or it's gotta be the," and I'm like,
right,
"I'm getting
right.
it at Aldi's."
Yeah,
It
that's
saves
funny.
you money.
Yeah. I told my sister that too. I'm like, you could just use allulose or monk fruit and nobody probably even know. That now
Mhm.
the coconut flour is a little different because that gives a little different texture. But I said, people love your cookies and all that stuff. You could probably use a sugar-free alternative and people probably wouldn't even notice, or they might notice slightly, but they're still gonna eat them.
That's
you
right.
know. So Russ, you taking the rinse is nuts or second that you are nuts too? Oh, yeah, I'm crazy like that glue. I already know,
Great
but yes,
box.
the answer to that is both, Bruce. Just all of the above. All of
Mhm.
the above. So you do anything special for Christmas? You got any special? I know you got a tomahawk steak or
We
something you're gonna do.
Oh, boy, I'm gonna make my husband watch this so that he can hear that, because I that would be great, because I bought the last tomahawks that we had, I bought last year, I think it was for, Valentine's Day, and neither one of us could even eat the whole thing. I mean, it was like we ate on it for
Yeah.
the entire week.
Wow.
But you know,
Yeah,
the
I've never.
crazy thing is Charlie,
Yeah,
Darth,
yeah. I haven't
he
seen
can
Darcy
put
in the
down
last couple weeks. Wonder what he's up to.
yeah, he put down a whole he can put down a whole yeah, he can do the whole tomahawk. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
he's in
that
a
is
special
amazing.
class. I've hung out with him, and let me tell you what, my man Rick is no
He can
slouch.
do pretty good.
Listen.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, there's Charlie. Speaking of
there he
Charlie,
is.
he's right there. My main man. Listen,
We need
I
to
think I
put
said it.
them head to head contest.
I said it. Yes, I said it last week and the week before. I said
Yes.
Clash of the Titans. We listen.
Yes.
We need to get them
I
boys
would
in a
pay.
yes, and that would be a sight to behold because that Rick can. Yeah, Rick is. He's got a special talent. So
Yeah.
he's like a ruminant. He's got 6 stomachs. But yeah, but Charlie's doesn't take a
He's
back
no
seat to
slouch.
anybody either, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
he can put away some meat. I have been a witness to both. I have sat across the table from both of them, and I have
Yeah.
witnessed their mastery.
Yeah.
But
It'd be like the great outdoors where John Candy eats the 76 ouncer. I'm like, we watched that the other day and I was like, I looked at my husband and I said, I think Charlie could do it.
yeah, yeah. Listen, I don't know who my money would be on. I'd probably have to go with Rick. He's got the height. I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah,
tell
he
you
is
that.
pretty tall.
Yeah, he's got
Puts
the
a
height.
pound or
And
two down each leg and yeah.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say, man. I would. But listen, I wouldn't feel comfortable about it. I can tell you right now, I wouldn't feel. I wouldn't feel like I was secure.
Yeah.
But one thing I wanted to go back to when you were talking about people losing faith with medical establishment during COVID. That's one of the things that
Mhm.
Dr. McCary was talking about because he teaches. He's a professor at Johns Hopkins,
Mhm.
and he says, these young kids, these doctors, young doctors, they're not like the old folks. I mean, they question things. They look at everything kind of with the side eye. If it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense to them, they're
Good.
like, well, why do we do that? I mean, it's
Mhm.
not like he's like when I was in medical school, he's like nobody would question, the chief resident
Right.
or you just went along with it, just nodded, okay. He said these kids, they came through COVID, they've come through other things, and they have a different approach to being
Good.
doctors and the medical establishment overall. Um,
Good.
so he's encouraged by that, and he's like,
Yeah.
hey, this next generation of doctors, they're not going to be like the old ones, not at
Good.
all. They're
I'm
very
ready. I'm ready.
yeah. I
Well,
am
and
too.
there's one doctor, and I don't know if you've ever seen him. His first name's, I think it's Pradip, 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 and I can't remember his last name. He talks a lot about like the statins and different things like that. And he is a teaching doctor.
Mhm.
So he is teaching our next generation of doctors as well. And I listen to a lot of his stuff online. And I'm always like, I look at my husband and I'm like, see, I told you K2D, or,
Yeah,
yeah. And he's like, oh, yeah, you did talk about that K2D3. That's right. Okay. But it's like, then he sees, somebody like that. But it's really nice to see some of these people. And a lot of these docs, like he's from India, a lot of those docs are trained there that are more on board with that holistic type thinking than what the American trained doctors have been. And
yeah,
I mean, obviously, it's because the medical schools, if you're being grant all your grant money and all your money coming in to the school is
yeah.
coming from pharmaceuticals, what are they going to teach you to sell? You're basically, I mean, that's all they're going to teach you. They don't want to teach you root cause, how to go after those things. So, yeah, that'll be great if in the future we can have more of those doctors that do that.
Yes, and speaking of viruses, hey, look, look who's here,
There he is. He's probably got that cute cat.
Yeah, the man, he has beaten the bird flu 37 times, family.
There
My
you
boy,
go.
how you doing, brother?
Not bad.
How fitting is this? We got the gang all here in the last show of the
I
year.
know it. That's
Yep.
right.
And nobody put a Christmas song in the chat, so I guess nobody wants to hear me sing tonight, which is perfectly fine. But go ahead, brother.
All this talk about me, I had to drop in and just let everybody know I'm still alive, and I haven't been eaten by the iguanas or put out of commission yet.
Although, listen, they're trying to get you. You are the waterfowl's most wanted. You are.
Yeah. But you see, I have a not so secret weapon. It's called my kitchen.
Yep, they don't survive that, man. If they make it through the killing fields in the backyard, they don't make it. They don't make it to the kitchen. Well, if you want to hear me sing today's Christmas carols, if you put your favorite Christmas carol in there and I know it, I will sing a couple of bars of it. We got to keep the Yuletide gay.
Well, if we're going to do that, you should sing Santa Baby. I mean, if we're going to be
I don't know that.
words.
I don't know that song. I don't know that one. If I knew it, I would sing it. All right, Rick. So I know you have an incredible story because you always do. What's the latest? Is it hot down there? You said something earlier about it being hot.
It's
really?
hot. Yeah, I've been trying to be cheap and not turn on my air conditioner, but I finally said, you know what, I got to turn this thing on. I was sweating in there. They're talking about a sauna. I'm thinking, okay, well, I live in a free sauna. I mean, if I want a sauna, it's so easy. I just park my van out in the sun and get inside, and it's a sauna.
True.
Yeah, well, there you go. So what's the temperature been down there? Is it unseasonably warm, or is it normal? Because like I said, I've been down in the wintertime a few times. I didn't find it that hot. Maybe I was just lucky.
It depends. I think it was like 83 or something today, or 84, somewhere around there. It's a little hotter than usual. We were getting a little bit of rain. We went like 6 weeks without a single drop of rain. And then now it's just a matter of when is the cold front going to finally come and cool us off. But with the last cold front we had, it was quite nice. And it was probably, I'm trying to think, maybe a couple weeks ago, and I got on a backyard cleaning spree when it got cooler and I didn't have any work. I thought, it's time to get rid of the junk. So I loaded up a bunch of scrap metal in the back of my truck and loaded up the garbage can. And, I got some furniture I'm going to get rid of. I got my old recliner that my mom got from Kmart. So, that thing's pretty old. And it's got termites in it. The cat scratched it. So I'll probably either take that to the dump or I'll let Bob chew it up and put it in the garbage can.
And there you go. All right. Listen, we got some requests there.
Now you got it.
me. Oh, let's see. We got I guess let's see here. I have to think if I know the words. This. Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. How about that? Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel's voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born, oh, night divine, oh, night divine. There you go. I should have picked
Bravo.
Yeah, I should have picked the key for that. Let's see here. We got Have a Holly Jolly Christmas. And that's all I know.
It's the best time of the year.
Send anything to the little land. Do you hear what I hear? A star, a star. Yeah, I don't know the words to Do You Hear What I Hear. I know the melody to Do You Hear What I Hear, but I don't know the words. I smoked a lot of bad weed, Bruce. I smoked a lot of bad weed in my life. I can't a lot of seeds and stems, man. I can't remember nothing. I'm just yeah. So there you go. I'm in a festive mood. I'll sing another one. What else? Sing an old Michael Jackson, like my mom had a record when we were a kid. It was like the Motown Christmas. Does anybody ever remember that record?
Mm-hmm.
It was Stevie Wonder and the
And
Temptations.
Santa Claus is coming to town. Michael Jackson or the Jackson 5 sang that one
Yes,
on that.
yes.
Yes, that was good.
And Give Love on Christmas Day. I used to always like that song. People making lists, buying special gifts. It's the time to be kind and one and all. I think that's the words. It's that once a year when the world's sincere and you wish you could do more than buy a present from a store. Why don't you give love on Christmas Day? Hey, every little child on Santa's knee has room for your love underneath his tree. Give love on Christmas Day. No greater gift is there than love. There you go.
Bo.
All right. Karaoke. Christmas karaoke is over now, folks. I have been known to carry a tune, people.
Yeah.
I've been known to drop it.
That would be me.
To drop it too.
As long as it's not Disco Duck.
Yeah. No, but whatever can make people smile and laugh. That's what we're here for, man. To,
right.
hopefully brighten people's day. It's crazy out there. It's a crazy world, man. You got all kind of donuts and cookies and stuff chasing you around. So we try to make people laugh and smile. Thank you guys. Appreciate the
I was at a place today doing work, and they had a bunch of donuts and crackers and all this stuff. And they said, "Oh, you want some?" I'm looking around. I said, "I don't see any ducks around here." Ducks? I said, yeah, all this duck food, and there's not a duck in sight. Oh, you don't eat that? No, I don't want any of that. I appreciate the offer, but I don't like it. I'm like, you don't like crackers and donuts? No, I don't like that. You got steak? Like, no. If that would have been a bunch of, let's say, heart attack chicken or a bunch of steak, if they'd be like in that restaurant where they bring out that stick with all that steak on it, and they showed that to me, I'd be like, and I'd be chomping on that thing right there. They wouldn't even have to cut it.
Yeah.
He'd say, just set it on my plate, the whole thing.
The whole thing. I'll eat it up. Russ, he knows. He knows. He was with me.
I have seen the wonders. I have, yes.
You would think.
And it was interesting because didn't you guys say that they didn't have like the little green red coaster? They did it with a
they had a light. Yeah, they had a light on the table. It's like a little lamp. It's just kind of small, and you tap it, it turns on, and you tap it again, it turns off.
And that poor thing would have been beat up.
No.
Yeah. That's what Bruce was like. Why did you even tap it? Why not just leave it on? Because literally when it's on, they like run over to the table and start throwing meat at you.
They don't mess around. They don't try to give you that. They give you the cheap stuff in the beginning, but after that they give you the good stuff. That's a really good place.
That's good.
Bruce says, heading off to bed, night all. My man. Happy New Year to you, brother. God bless you. Appreciate you. And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Man, I even impressed Lambs. Lamb was like, bring Rick on here. Bring Rick on. Who? I don't want this guy. Now I got a fan.
Who's
now.
Russ? Who's Laura? Who?
That's all right, man. We aim to please, Lambs. We aim to please, man. Whatever helps you make it through the day. You're so welcome, Sandy. Jenny says, very, very, I appreciate that. You made my night. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's why we do this. Right. Just to come on here, have some fun, all that. Russ needs to do some of that voices. That ship has sailed. I used to play clubs and record music and do weddings and funerals and all that kind of stuff back in my younger days. Now, I just sing for fun. Although, hey, listen, I will come out. Hey, I'm like Mike Tyson. I will come out of retirement for the right price. Now, you know.
And then you'll lip sync.
No. Mike stood in there and took them shots. Now he didn't land too many, but he took a lot of shots, man. Mike stood in there and took them hits, and he's like, man, listen. He's like, did they say 20 million? Where are my gloves at?
Yeah.
I know they're around here somewhere. So yes, that's right. You know, I am retired, but for the right bag, I will put the gloves on. I do some things for friends every once in a while. Like I was supposed to sing at my brother's wedding, but it was in a blizzard.
Well,
and that's funny. They always want me to sing at funerals, but I can't. Like they wanted me to sing at my mom Redden's. I could not. I couldn't even talk. I couldn't even breathe. I could not.
Yeah.
I could not sing at anybody's funeral that I cared about. That would be too. I couldn't do that. But yes, once upon a time, I was out there. It's fun. You know, it's one of those things. Like most people, I grew up singing in church. You know, they used to make you sing in church. That was like, you know, that was back when they used to beat kids. So, you know, you had two choices. You could get up there and sing for Jesus, or you could get beat with an inch of your life and sing for Jesus.
You might see Jesus if you didn't straighten up.
Yeah. Either way, you were going to sing for Jesus. That was
I'm not so sure we don't need a little of that back.
Oh,
Just
listen, I'm all about beating kids. Yeah.
I like corporal punishment. I really do.
Don't spare the rod.
Hey, listen,
Exactly.
If you see this episode of the Keto Cookout missing, you'll know why.
It has been banned.
These are jokes, people. I'm a comedian. I'm a clown. I don't take it seriously. Don't take it seriously. But yes,
come to my page.
Yes, more discipline. More discipline is necessary for these kids. And less sugary drinks and sugar. More meat. Yeah, meet them and beat them. That's right. Meeting and beating.
I was reading in a medical journal last week where they were taking these like reform school, and it was in the United States. I don't remember where it was at, but they were taking like a boys' academy where, you know, troubled youth boys had been sent, and that they had cleaned up the diet. And it's not that they went carnivore, but they took a lot of the processed foods out.
Yeah.
And it straightened, they said 90% of the behavioral issues and the aggressiveness and all that was like, it was just gone. And I was like, of course, my husband, who likes his sugar, was like, yeah, what do they have to live for? There was no sugar. And I'm like, no,
listen, man,
it helped them.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, when you think about, you know, like a normal kid that gets up in the morning and he has some type of sugary cereal, you know, or
orange juice
and toast and fruit juice. Then you send them to school and expect them to sit still and listen and learn something.
And not have brain fog.
Yeah, it's like there's no way, you know. And then they don't have, a lot of schools don't have recess and stuff anymore. It's
or
like
gym.
they don't have a shot, man. It's like they're all jacked up. And then, you know, their answer is to, you know, medicate them with some type of downer, you know. So it's like, you know, so you can sit down long enough to be taught
put them
pyramid.
Put them on methamphetamine salts.
Feed them duck food, and you end up with a bunch of quacks.
That's right. Now I forget who it was. It might have been Dr. Malhotra that was talking about this. They're trying to. There's I think they just came out with a recommendation for Ozempic for kids.
What?
7 years old. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it'll go down to 6. I think it'll go down to 6.
Yeah. It's just crazy, man. It's just nuts.
So instead of cleaning up the food supply, we'll medicate because they'll be on medication their whole life.
We know the routine. We know that's what it's about. It's medication, operation, compensation. That's what it's about. You know, I mean, I need my yacht and my second house, so you need to take these pills for the next 50 years. And
forget the oath to do no harm. That oath, they must not have to say that anymore.
Well, the
Ridiculous.
pharmaceutical companies don't take that oath, but the doctors
Oh, they
do.
don't, but the doctors
But
do. But the
yeah,
Those
doctors do their bidding. So that's where I'm always like, and I have personally asked doctors, did you take the Hippocratic oath or the hypocritic oath?
hypocritical.
Because I don't feel like you're
yeah.
following the oath that you took. They don't usually like that very well, but that's okay.
Isn't
I'm still
isn't
going to
O-
ask.
isn't Ozempic something that paralyzes your stomach so you don't eat?
It
Yeah,
can, yeah.
yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't do
That's
it with
the side
every
effect.
person.
Well,
Yeah,
what good
it's
is
a
it if you
side
can't eat?
effect.
I mean, look at
Well,
me. I
that's the
love to eat.
whole right, but that's the idea I think behind it. The reason it was created was for diabetics, and it was to curb their appetite by doing that. And so the way GLP-1 works in the body, we make GLP-1. So when you eat and you finally get that full sensation, that is the release of this hormone called GLP-1. And so what the Ozempic is a GLP-1 agonist. So it basically is like putting insulin into a diabetic. It's just adding that hormone in. And so it gives them that full feeling, but it's doing it. And sometimes they're if you look at the studies on the medication, I think that they're dosing it about 10 times higher than they should, even starting out. Like they're starting them on like 2.5, and really it should be
Well,
like point 0.1, you know, if they wanted to see for some of these people that are so far to the other side and like horrible diabetics, but there again, it's like if you'd stop with poisoning the foods and offer some better, options for these people to do, I don't think they would need those things,
I
but
thought I thought that
unfortunately,
I thought that it slowed the
sick.
uptake of sugar into the system.
Well, what it does is it first it slows down like your appetite. Then it actually inhibits the way it increases your insulin, which is going to keep the blood sugar stable. So it does that. It has 3 or 4 different kinds of mechanisms. But then, if you think about it, if your food that you do eat sits in your stomach and you aren't passing that, it's not getting to the small intestine for the enzymes to get in to break it down so you get the nutrients from it. So it's like a gastric bypass, but in a shot.
Mm.
And so they get deficient in everything. Their hair's falling out. They're getting
Yeah.
B12 deficient. I mean, but
Well,
that's
I
being
heard
seen
that.
at these higher doses.
Yeah, I heard that too. When I was in Boca Raton last year at the Low Carb USA event, there were doctors talking about um, the effect of those things on their patients. Now that was a year ago, and
Yeah.
it's like a spiral. Like they come in and they demand the drug. They're like, "Oh, I want this. I want this. I want this." And then they get on it, and then they don't eat very much or very often. Then they come back and say, "I'm tired all the time and I'm sluggish. I don't have any energy. Can I get a B12 shot?" So it's like
Yeah. Well,
they're
the
like, "How
other
about
thing,
you?" It's like,
yeah, the other thing that stuff does is it decreases your appetite for protein for one, but that's like
mm,
I would say, like, if I was working with somebody and they're like, "I'm not giving it up, I'll take down, like, micro dosing of it, da, da, da." My recommendation to them would be, you need to work out like hell, lift heavy, and you need to eat as much protein as possible, because if you don't, what they've seen with these people long term is muscle loss. So they have,
yeah,
like,
bone
sarcopenia
density.
and bone
Yeah.
density losses.
It,
Yes.
it is crazy
Yeah.
because I was watching something on TV and they're coming out with a drug for that. So
Oh,
it's like
absolutely.
if you get on Ozempic, you have muscle mass and bone density loss, but they're going to have a drug. They're actually in clinical trials now for drugs that
Sure.
reduce the muscle mass and the bone density loss. If you
I've got one for
know,
you. I
isn't that
won't say
crazy?
any of the names because I don't wanna get your, video banned, but for
Yeah,
the craziness that happened in 2020 and the fix it that didn't fix it, that same company bought another medical company out that had a treatment for cardiomyopathy. I mean, you
yeah,
can't even make it up. So it's like, but it's allowed to
yeah.
happen, the lobbyist money is huge,
Yeah, they don't
from
care. They just want you
these
on a
things.
pill. They just want you on as many pills as possible. And if
Yeah,
one
yeah,
pill causes this problem, well, there's a problem. We can come out with a pill to fix that, and then it'll cause a problem, and then it'll come out with another pill for that. Tall cedars. I agree with
yeah.
you. We can't get it out there fast enough, and it is turning. I'm telling you, the
Oh
tide is
yeah.
turning. It moves kind of slow, but it is definitely changing. Lamb says, "Yep, sad indeed. I'm in the process of weaning my friends and siblings off of the drugs, but all I can prove is 5 years of experience. No white coat." Yeah, listen.
That's okay.
You
You
know,
don't have to have a white coat.
yeah, and honestly, that's why I do what I do the way I do it with ketogenic more than carnivore, because for most people that's just too far of a leap. Everybody's not going to just start eating meat and water. It's just not how most people are going to do it. They're gonna, but if you can get them to start knocking their carbs down, and they start to see differences and changes in their life, you don't have to push so hard, you know. Yeah, that's what he uses to choke the Egyptian geese. I guess he
Yeah. To make sure he's done them in completely before he starts cooking them, he has to check see they don't have a heart rate.
Yeah. Tweeting Pearl, hey, Tweeting Pearl, hi, we'll catch the replay, catching the ending here. Yes, the replay. We're gonna be wrapping up here pretty soon, but you can always catch the replay. Rick isn't streaming on his channel, but Laura's on hers, so it'll be on her channel.
Yeah.
And mine. Lamb said the next doctor's visit, they lay out the stuff I advise, and they're told us. Oh yeah, that's my favorite one. That's my favorite one, and I tell my dad all the time because he's kind of that way, and yeah, he's not my stepmom. She'll do whatever the doctors tell her. I mean, if they said, listen, we need you to put your left foot in, take your left foot out, put your left foot back in, and shake it all about. She'd be doing the hokey pokey every day, all that. I mean,
Yeah.
because that's just, it doesn't matter. She does it. It could be killing her. She doesn't care. Doctor said, take it. I'm taking it. It's like, yeah, but you're on a stretcher. Well, I'm taking it. I'm still taking it. My dad is not so much. My dad asks lots of questions, and he wants to know stuff. He's not just going to do it because they said. But his doctor's been pushing him to take statins and different things, and he won't do it. And I tell him all the time, ask him, why is cholesterol bad for me when my liver makes it?
Yeah.
I mean,
85% of it.
Yeah. Is my liver trying to poison me? My brain is made of cholesterol. My blood cell linings are made of cholesterol. My hormones are made of cholesterol.
All the cells.
Don't I need cholesterol?
Yeah.
I mean, fiber is another one. Well, you need fiber you don't need. What do you need fiber for?
What?
To sell toilet paper. That's what.
Yeah.
And
or like
cause
So
diverticulitis.
I told him, ask the doctor. Say, what do I need? What's going to happen to me if I don't eat fiber? I said, Dad, I haven't had any meaningful fiber in almost a year. And the only thing that's happened to me is I go to the bathroom a few times a week instead of a few times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the prize that you get, for eliminating fiber. So it's just
that's what I did with my doctor. First of all, I printed off a bunch of the studies. So like the juniper study, the entire 22 countries study that was named 7 studies, country studies. I printed that stuff off and had it. But when she was like, oh, your cholesterol's high. And I was like, oh, and she's like, are you worried? And I was like, no. I was like, you took the same classes I did before you went to medical school to learn how to push drugs. And so then she kind of sat down and I'm like, I have to have cholesterol. What does cholesterol do in the human body? And she starts listing it off. And I said, and God put a liver in my body. Are you telling me that was on accident? Because that makes 85% of the cholesterol running through my body at any given time, regardless of what I take in. And actually, the less you take in and you try to force it, the more it's going to kick out more. So you're just going to hurt your liver by doing that kind of stuff. And the more I talked, she was like, all right. I think she just probably wanted me to shut up, to be honest, but she just finally was like, okay. And I wasn't going to take a statin.
Well, that's one of the things Dr. Malhotra really talks about a lot is the history between, Ansel Keys and that whole study and the sugar industry paying him off. And allegedly, and then Yudkin came behind him. He goes, like I said, I smoke a lot of bad weed, so I don't remember this stuff. But it's an interesting story. But that is like it's like Jenga, when you pull out the little things. It's like that cholesterol thing is the one Jenga block that's going to make the whole thing fall apart. Because when you talk to any of the vegetarians or any vegans, like if anybody saw the debate with Dr. Berry and Dr. Khan,
Oh yes.
He was on that cholesterol thing like a dog on a bone. I mean, he couldn't say it enough. Well, the cholesterol is going to be the cholesterol, and he's a huge Ansel Keys supporter and fan, and he allegedly did was a biographer or something. I don't know, but when, not if, but when we blow that thing out, and that cholesterol myth out, Dave Feldman's got for those who know Dave Feldman, shout out to Dave. Mm-hmm. He's got a documentary coming out in February about that. And there are others as well. But when, not if, we finally put the final death nail in that cholesterol myth, they've got nothing left. They've got nothing left. That all the cancer.
Well, they're already starting to do it. So, like, if you notice the diabetic guidelines, they've taken that cholesterol stuff off. It was like at the very bottom. It's just like they didn't say anything. It was just like new regular, and you read it and you're like, oh, it's missing that. Same with the American Heart Association. Little tweaks to where they're taking that verbiage out. But when you go see the cardiologist, they're still doing old school and wanting to do that. And it's like, the normal cholesterol in 1980 was 300. Now, if you hit 179, they're like, you got to be on a statin. But, as a nurse working through the craziness of 2021, 22, I can promise you the people that came in and were being put on ventilators, when we looked at their blood work, I don't care if they were 22 and skinny and a runner, if their vitamin D was in the tank and their cholesterol was low, we could guarantee you they were not walking back out of that hospital because their immune system had nothing to ride on and their vitamin D was in the tank. So, excuse me. So, I mean, obviously, and if you look at people who live to be 100, you look at all the studies of centennials, and every one of them has high cholesterol.
Yeah.
Their LDL is high. Everything is up there. That happens for a reason.
Yes, they have longer lives, they have less cancer, they have better immune systems. I mean, again, your liver is not going to make something harmful to you, not in mass. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. But again, it's hard. It's a difficult thing to get people to it's basically unlearn everything. It's like basically take everything you've ever been taught about nutrition and health and food and throw it out the window and literally eat everything that you've been told not to eat. It's like eat the eggs with the yolk, eat the fatty meats, eat that all, just no fruits and vegetables, no whole grains, no fiber. It's just like, just it's crazy. And people, but again, the doctors are a big part of it. I hear that so much. If I hear another person talk about managing type 2 diabetes, I mean, it's hilarious.
That's what they're taught.
I understand it, but I make the analogy. It's like trying to imagine if you went to a pest control guy came out to your house and told you you can manage these roaches. It's like,
how they tweak things.
Yeah, you got roaches, but you can manage them.
Get a duck.
We can keep them over here in this corner over here and in this area of the house there, and you can live with them. No, I want to be rid of them. I want them gone, all of it. I don't want to manage type 2 diabetes. I don't.
And it's with any of the disease processes now. When you get out of the hospital, and I don't know if you saw this with like Pop Redden, but like anytime they leave the hospital or they get an after visit summary of what they've done, just in the last 6 months, it just talked about whatever disease. Now, at the very top of the page on everything, it says disease management, because that's
Yeah.
this new verbiage. They just want to get
Yeah.
these people and patients used to hearing, so that they don't think about
Sure, because
all
there's
cause. They
money.
don't want that.
There's no money. There's no money
Right.
in healing people. The money is in
Yeah.
treating people.
Yep.
Yeah. Management is profitable. Elimination,
profit.
not so much. I mean, imagine if you came in the doctor and said, listen, eat fatty meats and eggs with the yolk and let some things, and I'll see you in a couple years.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can't get your second house like that. Okay. You can't get your boat like that. So it's it's a shame, but that's the way the world works in large measure. Money is, the love of money is the root of all evil, and people will do things that make no sense to get a profit and that. Marilda says, so proud of you, Holmes. Well, thank you, my dear. I appreciate that so much. I don't know what I did to make you proud, but it couldn't have been very much, because I'm not capable of that much. Cranky, my man. All-cause mortality is inversely proportional to cholesterol level. I have no idea what that means.
100%.
No, I'm just kidding. I know what it means. It means that one goes the other. They're inversely and directional proportional and inversely proportional. I went to school for 7 or 8 days and I learned that. So,
my story about when the doctor told me back in 1996, you have the highest cholesterol I've ever seen in a 28-year-old, and your blood pressure is too low. You're at high risk of stroke and heart disease. By your 50s, you're going to have a bypass. Well, I got 4 more years. Let's see if I get that bypass, because I'm 56 and a half. So 3.5 years. Let's see if I'm going to have that bypass by 60.
Yeah. Last year I did a challenge with my family and siblings. They all appeared to be interested in the weird stuff I had success with. They all accepted. It was a great reunion. Their vision about did change, and that's the result. Does not to be drastic, stay out of trouble. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I say it all the time, man. I still look like the before and after picture. I struggle from time to time. I struggle 2 times a day. Daytime, nighttime. Those 2 times a day. No, seriously though, but my life is so much better, and I've made such incredible progress. I was telling a story to somebody last week. I can't think. It's a goofy story, but it just sums up what I just said. When I went to North Carolina when my Pop Redden was in hospice the week before he died, and I got to my hotel early, and my room wasn't ready. And they said, hey, just have a seat here in the lobby. I said, oh, fine. I'll go get my stuff, sit in the lobby and wait. It'd be about half an hour. This is a pretty big hotel. It was like an L-shaped hotel. So they bring my key out to me, and I get up the elevator, and I realize my room, I'm at the bottom of the L. My room is all the way it's literally as far away as you could be and still be it's on the tip of the other L. And I looked down that hallway. It was so far. You couldn't even see the end of the hallway. I mean, that's how far it was.
It was like the Shining movie.
Yeah, it's like you go all the way down the hall, past another bank of elevators, and then turn the corner. But of course, I didn't know that. I didn't know what room number I was going to get. Otherwise, I would have parked on the other side of the building. But the funny thing was, when I got off that elevator and I looked down there and I looked and saw where my room was, I just started laughing and I started walking. And I could never have done that a year ago. No shot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's crazy when I think about it now. Like I would literally if that had been a year ago, I would have went back down those stairs, packed all my stuff back in the car, drove around to the other side of the building, and did that. And listen, and it was all the way at the end, even from that second bank of elevators. It was, it was still a little hump. Didn't even, man, carrying all my stuff. So,
Yeah.
it's just a testament to, and that's why I don't, that's why I just laugh at people. Every once in a while I get some haters, and people think I should be further along and my whatever. I don't care what man. I know what my life is. And I am doing it in slow motion. But my life is so much better, and I am making progress and still making progress and will continue to make progress. And the most important thing is I'm never going back to my old life. No shot. No shot. Do I here and there dibble and dabble? Yeah, when I'm with my family and stuff or whatever. Yeah, yeah. But that's not my normal life. That's my normal life is high fat, high protein, low carb, and my blood work is so good. I mean, my blood work has improved so much. And and so and that's why I'm passionate about it. That's why I tell people about it. And I tell people all the time, don't be like me. I'm nobody's role model. Be better than me. Don't make the mistakes I make. Be better than I am. But even if you're doing it wrong, even if you're doing it, what you'll still
better.
see great results. I do everything wrong, and I'm still down a bunch of weight, and my blood is 10 times better, and it's it is the proper human diet.
That's right.
So there you go. Marilda is giving me amens. We will now collect the offering. And so,
Yeah.
because you are helping people with the truth, God's gift to the young children. Well, thank you so much, Marilda. You're very, very sweet. Listen, I say this all the time too. It's impossible when something, you see it all the time, but when something changes your life for the better, you want to tell people about it. If you're a person that's got any kind of, if you're any kind of decent person, because I know the struggle. I'm still in the struggle. And that's, and that's why I want to share with people. Don't give up. Keep at it. I'm not trying to out keto anybody or out carnivore anybody. I don't look around and judge myself by other people's, results or whatever. I do my thing my way. And we just keep making progress. That's what it is. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. We come together because opposites attract, and
That's right.
Isn't that a song?
It is.
1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah.
Shout out to Paula Abdul.
Yep.
Well, I think this is about as good a time to end the show. I might sing one more Christmas song on the way out. Anybody got a request on the way out? Oh, no, we'll end with a classic. We'll end out with Donny Hathaway. Hang out the mistletoe. Honey, I want to get to know you better this Christmas. And as we trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together this Christmas. The fireside's blazing bright. We're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me, yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody. That's all you get. I will see you guys next year in the new year. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And Laura and Rick, I appreciate you guys so much doing the show with me. You guys
You're welcome.
There's nobody on earth I'd rather do the show with you guys. And I'm grateful and thankful for you. And I wish you guys all the best in the new year. And we're not going to have Rick sing anything. He's just going to be
or
there
me.
For moral support.
Or me. Let's not do that.
All right. That's it, everybody. We will see you in the new year at 8 o'clock on Tuesday nights. And again, I appreciate you guys. Happy New Year, everybody. We'll see you next year.
See ya.
Yeah.